Top of the morning to you, Lagos, and welcome to the newspaper review. My name is Afyong Ayeni. I'm gonna apologize again for starting up a newspaper very late. So sorry about that. But we will get to the papers after this break. Don't touch your dial again. I welcome you to the newspaper review on your number one radio station, iMpact 102.1 FM.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. iMpact 102.1 FM.
Are you looking for an avenue to blast your brand? Why not let us be your detonator at High Impact Radio 102.1 FM? We've got you covered. For advert placement, sponsorship, partnership, call us on 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, 0902 745 3931, or send an email to info@highimpactstudio.com.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high
and out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the newspaper review. A lot is happening. Just yesterday, news broke out everywhere that, the coup is in Gabon. You already know that in Gabon. there have been a military takeover, and right now they're saying everything, all of the election that they've actually done, because they just concluded an election and they announced the president, the person that actually run again as a winner of that particular election. And now they're saying that is already cancelled. Nothing like that, because they are taking over and the coups have actually, went on the way and they are taking over. And you already know that we are fighting, or rather the world, or ECOWAS, African Union, is battling the just over 1 month or 2 month coup in Niger. Until date, the whole situation has not succeeded, has not gotten a truce yet with throwing, or will I say, the takeover from the Democratic administration and president of Mohamed Bazoum, that's the president of Niger, who was, run over with a coup. And the coups have actually taken over, and they are not really bringing down or throwing in the tower for a democratic dispensation to take over back. And now we're having another one in our hands on Gabon. Just yesterday, we heard the news, an incident that happened that in Gabon, there have been a coup, and they just concluded an election, and they're supposed to swear in the president, President Ali Bongo, as re-elected. But immediately he was, announced president and the winner of that particular election for a third term. So there have been a military takeover immediately in Gabon. So I think this has got to do with the third term extension. You want an extension. You're just going out bidding for an extension, and then in Gabon they say no. We are taking over. We are not backing down right now. We don't want this to happen for a third time. I think that's all of the situation that's really coming out from Gabon. Woo, really, I think African nation is really looking at this in a very, very unpleasant way. And really, I would like to go to the papers and tell you what is on the dailies. And surely, of course, Gabon is taking center stage now as the coup has already taken place. And yes, all the election and the outcome of the election in Gabon has been cancelled. The Punch newspaper in the front page, of course, Gabon. United Nations, Commonwealth, orders condemn coup. Tinubu wants have spread. You can read that story up on page 2, and it has over two riders to that story. Power doesn't belong to barrels of guns. Contagious autocracy spreading in Africa. Bongo begs for freedom. Soldiers put ex-leader under house arrest. Whisk away, son. This is very interesting times in Africa history where we see coup, and this is not what we want as African, as continent of Africa. We really want something democracy, because democracy is a freedom. There's this freedom that comes with democracy, but when it comes to military dispensational regime, it is a different ballgame entirely, because it is autocratic in nature, dictatorial in nature. Away from that story, because I will be talking to my guests who will be giving me deep analysis of really the stories making the rounds on the front pages of the daily newspaper. I remember we're streaming live on YouTube at impact 102.1 FM, and also on Twitter. You can call it X. It's called X now, at impact 1021 FM. Away from that story, let me move over to yet another. NIN registration. Federal government records 48% of monthly target. You can read that story up on page 19. Lagos Blue Line Rail begins operation September 4. Page 30. Kwankwaso still in NNPP legal advisor. You can read that story up on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. Away from that story, on the front page, or rather the topmost corner of the Punch newspaper, NULGE urges Tinubu to probe LG allocation diversion. NULGE urges Tinubu to probe LG allocations diversion. Page 28 of the Punch newspaper. Banks fire 110 top executive, orders over 80 billion naira fraud. This is something to look out for. This story, you can read it up on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Banks fire 110 top executives, orders over 80 billion naira fraud. Vandalized pipelines. Marketers predict more fuel queues. You can read that story up on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. Away from that, Wike dares PDP, says nobody can expel him. Wike dares PDP, says nobody can expel me. That story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. Ogun pastor sets lady on fire during special prayer. Page 4 of the Punch newspaper. Cameroon damp. Federal government set up temporary shelters in state. Page 19 of the Punch newspaper. That's all I can take on the Punch newspaper. On the Daily Trust newspaper, the front page, the headline is screaming Gabon coup. Contagious autocracy spreading in Africa. That's coming from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says contagious autocracy spreading in Africa. It is indeed contagious. We hear from Niger. We're still battling that, and yet Gabon has already taken a toll, or really, taking a step to actually, oh my goodness. There is something really happening right now in Africa, West Africa to be precise, and this is not looking well for Africa. When we talk about, building our democracy and democracy, spreading that to democracy to all over Africa continent. We are still talking about Niger, and now Gabon has taken center stage as a country to look out for, and so many other nations have come out to condemn the military takeover, the coup that happened in Gabon. And just yesterday, we had the news spreading all over, and they're saying we're not backing down. The elections that have been taking place to swear in the President Ali Bongo, that's the president of Gabon. He is no longer going to be president for the third term. And right now, as I speak, he is under house arrest and wants to be, to be freed. Yes, to be in freedom, because when military take over, the president first will be well handled, or put in under house arrest, and that is what is happening to the president of Gabon, that's Ali Bongo. All right, away from that, we have several writers to that story. Merrick wants Nigerian military against emulating Gabonese army. Interesting times indeed. Why we overthrew Bongo coupist. Coup deeply concerning Commonwealth. Make noise have been arrested. Bongo begs friend for help. Gabonese celebrate fall of Bongo's 53-year dynasty. You can see what is panning out right now. 53 years. 53-year dynasty. And you say there won't be something like a coup? Oh my goodness. I think some of the problems we have in Africa is caused by these African rulers, because they're really ruling in a very, very in a kind of way that it really exhumes greed. I must put it that way. If you are ruling in a particular country for 53 years and there is a coup, of course the people shall celebrate. All right, away from that story, I would like to come back with that one with my guest. But let me still look at more stories on the Daily Trust newspaper. 3 months after website of FCTA Education Justice retained Bello Adamu Malami as ministers. All right, away from that, we have writers to that story though. Trade, humanitarian, water, women, ministries too. International investors, partners won't take us serious. All right, that's much I can really take on that. But let me go with this one. I still have 3 more to go. Nigerian flag designer Michael Akikumi dies at 87. Oh my goodness. The person that designed Nigerian flag, Michael Akikumi, has passed on. 87 years old. May his soul rest in perfect peace. You can actually read that story up on page 34 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Quickly away from that story, brain drain. Nigerian doctors aim $4,000 as wages in Gambia, Sierra Leone, as CMDs reporting that one. Brain drain. Nigerian doctors aim $4,000 as wages in Gambia, Sierra Leone, CMDS. You can read that story up on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Reps fume as agency spent 81 billion naira to plant 21 million trees in North. I read a story on the news today, the Morning Impact News, and I'm like, okay, 81 billion naira, and the House of Representatives are looking at investigating this amount of money. 21 million trees in the North. All right, that is all I can take on the Daily Trust newspaper. I'll be off on a break, and when I come back, it's a bit time for me to bring in my guest. Remember, we're streaming live. You can watch us on YouTube at impact 102.1 FM and also on X at impact 1021 FM. My name again is Hafion Gayen. If you're wondering how you're just tuning in, this is the newspaper review.
us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Ade, where are you cruising this weekend?
Omo, I'm lounging on High Impact Cruise.
What's that?
Oh, you haven't heard about Eugene One? A luxurious ultra-modern 4-story yacht. Omo, me and Dele chop life. Fabulous music. Then live band play. 3-course meal and different exotic drinks on top Lagos water for 4 hours.
So how far now? What's the level?
You too can come on a cruise and have an unbeatable experience on the waters of Lagos. Dance, drinks, and 3-course meals on Eugene One. Call 0705 095 5987 or 0806 483 1491. Now for bookings.
Guy, I'm coming with you.
No. I already arranged with Pat now.
You mean my part?
High Impact Cruise. Dream, discover, explore.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
The sea, the waves, serenity. High Impact Cruise.
Welcome to High Impact Cruise.
Yes, experience the waters of Lagos, you and your family on Eugene One, a luxurious ultra-modern 4-story yacht, fabulous music, sumptuous meals, and an elegant, well-stocked bar with an array of exotic drinks. Call 0705 095 5987 or 0806 483 1491 for bookings and inquiry. High Impact Cruise. Dream, discover, explore.
All right, welcome to the newspaper review once again. This is our Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Remember, you can actually give me your reaction on the dailies, on the news making the rounds this beautiful morning. You can send your reaction on 0907 224 5018. I'll take that again, 0907 224 5018. I have my guest with me that will be looking at the papers this beautiful morning. Yes, my guest is ready to take us with a top-notch analysis of what made it to the headlines this morning. But I still have one more to go on the dailies this morning. You can give me your reaction again on 0907 224 5018. The Guardian newspaper, the front page, and the big headline is saying African governments risks financial blockade, FDI squeeze over rising coups. African governments risks financial blockade, FDI squeeze over rising coups. All right, I would like to bring in my guest at this juncture, Lagos, Nigeria. You can send me your reaction on 0907-224-5018, or you can call us on 0700-1021-1021. All right, Lagos, I have here with me Afolabi Orekoya. He is the media director to Ogun PDP governorship candidate. Yes, the former PDP governorship candidate, Honorable Adi Adebuti. Again, media director to Ogun PDP governorship candidate, Afolabi Orekoya. So you're welcome to the newspaper review on 102.1 FM I Impact.
Good morning.
All right, good morning. How are you doing? All right, good morning. How are you? How are you doing? How is Ogun State like? How is Ogun State?
Wow. Ogun State is well. Ogun State doing well. Ogun State is fine. Ogun State is just there. And we're believing God that God will do the will of the people who have come up in Ogun State.
Okay, all right. We believe because of our time. Let me take a cue. Yesterday we were talking about the stories making the rounds about the Dakpo Abiodun and the local government funds. Yes, the local government funds not being spent in the judicious way or not being utilized the way it should have been utilized for local governments. And the news was all over the papers, and I was wondering, since I thought I was going to bring, someone who is actually, conversant with the situation, because I already have analysts who've spoken that, but I really want you to lend a voice and give me your reaction to that story that made the round yesterday on the governor, Dakpo Abiodun, with the LG funds.
Okay, thank you very much. It's unfortunate that is the situation we find ourselves State, and I must tell you that Nigerians are really, really watching and believe that everybody in this country will know the kind of government we have in Ogun State. If we have a certain local government chairman who is so bold enough to be able to come out to say that, being the local government chairman that is currently serving, that he has not received a kobo of the federal allocation, allocated to his local government, since he became the chairman of the local government in 2021. And we also quickly want to remind you that since 2021, that Honorable Adebuti had been, bringing this to the hearing of the public, that Ogun State government had not been distributing the local government funds accordingly. From the constitution provides that this money, when they come from the federal allocation committee, FAC, it comes into the state government accounts, and it was meant to be distributed accordingly from the way it came from Abuja to each of the local governments. But what we have found in Ogun State was that the state government sits on it. So these funds have been diverted. As at February 2021, an amount of 64 billion, accrued from the funds allocated to local governments were being diverted. We didn't have any trace of where this money had gone to.
Okay.
And come to 45 months afterwards, since that government, the government of Nagwadodo came into existence, 45 months afterwards, a total of about 153 billion naira. We cannot say that this is where this money has been expended, or what this money has been expended on, or what they have done with this money. When the local government chairmen are saying that they have not received, and to now crown it all, these allegations have been in the newspapers, in the media since about 3-4 days now. When the local government chairman, cried out. Can you believe that up to this moment, the government had not been able to say that this is, no, the information was not correct. This is how we have distributed the funds to the local government. All they have been saying was that is that they have been paying bills on behalf of local. How can you shave somebody's head without the person knowing that you are shaving his head? How possible can that be? The government is saying that they are augmenting the allocation for local governments. How would they have done that? Then they should even bring up the statistics. Let them bring up how this money that was meant to be spread to local governments, how it has been utilized for each of the local governments. Go around Ogun State. Just come to Ogun State and go to all the local governments and see the situation of the roads, markets, all social amenities, everything has gone moribund. The local government itself, go to the local government secretariat itself. Just go and check the local government secretariat itself across Ogun State and see the situation at which these local governments are. The buildings are going bad. The local government staff, they have nothing to do because there was no fund. Nothing was being released to the local government. And again, the local government chairman also mentioned that the 10% of all revenues generated in the state, according to the provision of the constitution that was meant to be shared among the local government, they have not received any since inception. This is terribly bad. And this is what had been saying.
All right.
I'm sorry, one second, please. Okay. 1 second, please. We have been seeing all this. If you go through what we have done, we have symposia. There was a particular edition of this symposium that was read on local government autonomy, which is why Honorable Butu has said this is one of his major priorities. If by God's grace is being given the opportunity to rule the affairs of this state.
All right.
It's a terrible situation we have in Ogun State.
All right. Let's quickly move away from that story because it's a developing story. I'm still keeping my eyes on that one. I'll still bring you here to still discuss about the outcome of all of that with the funds that have gone underway. Let's leave that and move over to the Punch newspaper talking about Gabon. We have not really, the dust has not settled with Niger, the coup that happened in Niger over a month now, and we are now seeing that Gabon has taken that followed that line with Niger, with the coup that just happened and military takeover. What can you say? And the United Nations, Commonwealth, others have condemned. They've come out to condemn the coup, and Tinubu ones have spread. This condemnation, is it not just too much? There needs to be action or sanctions in a way that can really touch on these people. But away from that one, that the President Ali Bongo, the president of Gabon, actually, was gone in for a third term. After the elections, he was, declared winner for another term, and he has ruled over the dynasty over 53 years. And I think this is what is that have, made the military to take over in Gabon because of the 53-year dynasty. And the people in Gabon are happy about this. What is your take on this? The UN has condemned this, the Commonwealth also, and also Tinubu is raising his voice and warning of spread over African, especially West Africa. What's your take?
Yeah. Well, sincerely speaking, it's a mixed feelings for me. I must tell you the truth. I mean, and you see, while I believe so much in democracy, why I am, a staunch lover of democracy to actually exist in our countries, across the nations, I also feel our politicians, Democrats should also be very, very fair in our dealings, sincerely speaking. You see, if we are saying that the military should not come and take over government, then we also should be able to do the right thing. You understand? Like you mentioned, how can someone build a dynasty in a country where we have a lot of good people who are also knowledgeable, who are also experienced, who also have equal rights, like the post-president had? You understand what I'm saying? We should be able to be fair in all our dealings. Like what we experienced in Niger, that is now going on in Gabon. I'm just praying and I just wish that this will not, continue to give other nations in Africa the same courage, the military, the same courage to also revolt. And you see, when you say that the people are happy with these actions, it means that the people themselves, they are tired. They are really retired because they feel that their interests are no more being taken into consideration, into cognizance. And of course, if they see anybody that can actually come to their aid, they will gladly embrace and they will gladly go for it. So this is what I feel we should look into as politicians and as Democrats. We should advise our politicians that we should form policies that will be people-oriented. We should take actions. We should go into actions that will actually look at us being fair with all fellow citizens of our countries. And at the same time, we should also ensure that we give other people opportunities. We cannot, no man is an island. No man is an island. And of course, we should respect the constitutions. We should respect the rule of law. We should ensure that we do everything according to the provision of our country, and we should be able to see that the interest of the people is paramount in everything we do. If you are forming policies, if you are coming up with any program, if you are doing anything that we know.
Let me butt in here. Let me butt in here at this juncture. The President Ali Bongo has actually built a dynasty of spanning over 53 years, and at this point, the people were tired and they felt like something new or something fresh. And do you think this military regime military coming in to take over, has been long overdue? 53 years is a long time where a particular family dynasty just takes over. Remember, I want to put this out there for our listeners. Gabon is a country along the Atlantic coast of Central Africa, and they got their independence from, of course, France in 1960, as well as Niger as well. So, and they have just a population of 2.4 million. This is kind of small population though, but at this juncture, we see that things are not really in Africa. Are we getting it all wrong? And what signal are we passing out to other continents or the rest of the world that Africa is really tired of this democracy, or the democracy we are really going about is not for the people, because democracy should be for the people, by the people. And
exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the same thing I'm saying that you are corroborating. You understand? You see, Africans should not be seen that we are greedy people. You understand? That is what is going on around. And like you said, you directly mentioned, how will people not be tired? Even for a government that will run for more than 8, 12 years, 16 years, and if the government is not doing what the people expect.
Let me ask you this question. Let me put this question to you, sir, Honorable. Do you think corruption is a driving force for military takeover? Corruption. Let's put it that way, corruption.
Yes, well, it depends on the way you look at it. Corruption is something that is not particular. It's not particular to a particular set of people, be it military, be it democracy. It is a system. Something that if you are definitely enjoying in your system, in your structure, in your system, it will surely go around and make everybody to feel bad about it if you are not in that system. For example, now, if you are saying that because the military enjoys corruption, or they want to, get themselves involved in corruption, that is why they want to take over governance. Well, I would not agree to that in the case of.
No, what I'm saying is, in the democratic rule, corruption has always been an issue while the people are not happy, and sometimes military, they're fed up, they take over. So I'm asking, is corruption the basis for military takeover? Because since the democratic rule, they are overusing power and they are corrupt in most cases, then the military takes over. So that's You
are right. You are right, and that is one of the excesses I was talking about. You understand? If in democracy we can be very fair with our fellow citizens, if we can be very, very straightforward in our dealings, form policies that is people-oriented, definitely corruption should not be the order of the day.
And once the money is budgeted, the money is being used for what it is budgeted, not siphoned.
If there is no misappropriation of funds.
Okay, good.
Yes. If there is no misappropriation of funds, if projects are done according to what is being budgeted for, and this is not just getting any project, just any project done, but projects that are people oriented. We need to always understand that, because many of the politicians, they just do projects because they want just to get the money, to use that as a way of siphoning money away. And most projects are not even have no relevance after the commissioning of such projects. The projects have no value, had no value to the students, had no value to the people of such country or even state as it were. But people need to get projects done that will be people oriented, and whatever is being allotted for such projects should be used for it, and people should be able. There should be transparency. In democracy, we have lost the transparency of whatsoever we do, the affairs of governance, and all these are the things that make the people get tired.
All right.
That they don't even know what is happening. They don't know what people's tax funds are being used for. People get tired.
All right, let's move away from that one. We still have more to talk about that, but it's okay. But let me put it out there that Gabonese are celebrating the fall of Ali. That's President Ali Bongo, their president, and they're happy for the military takeover. Let's leave that story aside. Let's move to yet another one on the Punch newspaper. Wike dares PDP says nobody can expel him. Nobody can expel me. Wike dares PDP. What is your take on this one? Quickly.
Well, I believe that is an issue for the national organ of the party to actually look into, and I'm sure the issue of former Governor Wike is an issue, is now a national issue that goes beyond even the borderline of the political party. You understand what I'm saying? So this is an issue that we need to actually look into and find a way. It would have been a very good thing if we have a system in Nigeria, just as we are experiencing now, if all has not been, was not based on bias or a vested personal interest. If we have a government that actually believes, I have good heads in another political party that can bring into governance, it would have been a very good thing if it is based on fairness. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It can be a good thing, then it will not be a one political party system that will run a government. You understand? But in this situation, we all know the pre-election activities of Smart Governor Wike and the other four making the G5, and you understand. And I believe all those are the things that are leading to the agitations by the PDP, and of course the reactions that we are getting from Governor Wike, former Governor Wike. So I feel at this point in time, it is something that the board of PDP and the National Executive Council of PDP should, look into and see how they can well handle and manage this situation for the betterment and benefits of PDP in Nigeria, and of course the people of Nigeria. So that is just my belief and my take on that.
Move away from that story. The Guardian is saying Nigerian doctors moving to Sierra Leone. The Gambia CMDs lament. Nigerian doctors moving to Sierra Leone. Gambia CMD laments by, this is coming from Alimata Shitu. What is your take on this? Really, this is getting to another level where Nigerian doctors are really moving and shifting away from Nigeria. And really, according to him, other African countries are now poaching Nigerian medical doctors and health professionals.
Well, I think there is no much to say on that than for us to look again inwards and then we'll strategize, on our health sector. You understand? It's for us to sit down and look at where are we getting it wrong, in our health sector, and then our medical doctors. What exactly are we not doing right?
But does this spell doom for Nigeria? Does this spell doom? Because our nurses, our scientists, our physiotherapists, all of them, radiographers, and all.
Let me give you a typical example of the effect of this. In Ogun State, for example, when during our activities, leading to the elections. We went round all the local governments across Ogun State. We could see the states and the terrible state of most of the health facilities that we have in Ogun State. And I can tell you, in a local government, for example, in Mekwa local government, you can hardly find a doctor. The only doctor they have there, Elivencia, was a core member who is serving as a medical doctor, covering a whole general hospital in two local governments. That is the Mekwa and the Yewa North local government. It's a very terrible situation. We don't have personnel, again, because our people are not even interested because of the plans, the provision the government has for them. How do the government encourage them to work? What is the enrollment like? What is the motivation? No motivation. And of course, the people will suffer. The people will suffer. That is why you have a lot of people who are ordinarily, if they are being well attended to, should not have even lost their lives. This is the situation. It is the people of the country that will actually bear the effect. Most of these people that we are talking about that are at the hands of affairs of governance, they have the funds, the government, people's funds that they can use to travel abroad to go and even meet our Nigerians outside the country to give them treatment. If you go to most of these countries, you will see that the best doctors that they are Nigerians. This is as terrible as that. It's as terrible as that. So if we can actually sit down, we are waiting and looking forward to the plans of the new Minister for Health and see what we are going to have to ensure, because I believe during the screening before the Senate, this is one of the things that was asked of the Minister for Health, and I'm sure you will see it as a major challenge that we really need to look into. So we will not for now say so much on that, but we can only say that we are looking forward to seeing a better plan, a better policy that will actually bring our health sector, take it away from where it used to be to another greater level, which will encourage and make our health officers, health workers to stay. And it's not only the doctors alone. Nurses, we know the way the nurses are even leaving the country. All health personnel, all of them, they are the ones moving away from the country. So we pray and we believe that the new Minister for Health and then the Health Ministry and the general government in general will have
because of our time, in 1 minute, let's look at this particular story before we call it a day and let you go. Vandalized pipelines, marketers predict more fuel queues. Tough days are really coming towards Nigerians. Do you think so? Because few are already the filling station. I can see some little queues coming up or springing up from just nowhere, and this has to do with the vandalized pipelines. Just 2 days ago, we heard the story that there are pipelines that have been vandalized, and this may cause few queues because the production of fuel or the supply of fuel to different filling stations might be altered at a point. Do you see more hardship, more hard times for Nigerian people?
Of course, it's automatic. It is automatic that we are going to experience those times that we thought or we believe that we have actually, moved away from, and if things continue to go this way, then we will continue to experience more hardship. If there is no free flow of petroleum products, if there is no production, definitely there will not be supply. You understand? And definitely our demand for petroleum products on daily basis can never be underestimated. And if there is no supply to meet such demands, definitely there will be hardship. And if we are told most of our economic activities still depends on petrol now in Nigeria. So if we have challenges in having that crude, definitely there will be problems, there will be chaos, there will be hardship. So what we can only do is for our government to sit down, come up with better policies, better arrangements that will make situations better. If the situation of the living condition of the citizens of Nigeria is better, is high, the economy is bearable, the economy is interesting enough, I'm sure we will have a limit to all this vandalism and all these bad activities that we experience all over the place.
All right.
So I believe we need to just look inwards, reform our policies, come up, make sure the economy is friendly and everybody has opportunity to live better life. If the living standard of the people are being improved, I'm sure.
Okay, because of our time. Okay, all right. I know I actually started this late, but because of our time, I would like to let you go, sir. But Lagos, Nigeria, this is where I call it a day on the newspaper review for today. This will bring back, come back, that's tomorrow, 7 a.m. But I've been speaking with Afolabi Orekoya, the media director to Ogun PDP governorship candidate, Honorable Ladi Adebutu. Afolabi Orekoya. Sir, thank you for coming on the newspaper review. All right, I guess Sir Afolabi Orekoya is actually taking his leave, but it's okay. Lagos, Nigeria, this is where we say goodbye on the newspaper review for today. We'll be coming back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. God willing. We'll still have a robust analysis and conversation on the papers. Yes, you can actually keep your reactions coming in on 0907-224-5018 on the dailies. What made it to the headlines this beautiful morning? My name remains Afyong Eyeni. You know you can call me Afi the Great, but hey, Afyong Eyeni is my name. See you tomorrow morning on the newspaper review. Bye-bye. God bless Nigeria.